clear cut shot. Didn't fall no nothing. Looked at him. I'm kill you. They grab me. Don't grab me. Let me go. Tell me this. How can a person that's...
You have 4 children?
Yeah, I have 3.
You have 3 children. You have 7?
Yes.
10 kids.
7?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He hasn't stopped.
Yeah. I think
have you stopped now? Is that enough?
What?
You can have more kids? Or?
I don't know.
Really?
If God bless me with another one, then so be it.
Canelo Alvarez mocked Terence Crawford's resume during an appearance on The GOAT Show. He then crossed the line by making fun of Crawford's wife, commenting insensitively about her weight. In the second part of his interview with Piers Morgan, Canelo again targeted her appearance, calling her overweight and unattractive.
But, you know, Terence Crawford, he's not really doing that well. He should be doing better than that. I don't want to sound shallow, but you know, look at that. He can do better than that. He might love her, they might be childhood sweethearts and all that, but there's no excuse for her to not keep herself in shape. He's the top 2 or 3 pound for pound best boxers in the world.
This wasn't the first time a boxer had mocked Crawford's wife, and as usual, Crawford didn't stay silent. He strongly criticized Canelo for his comments. Security quickly stepped in to hold him back, but Crawford continued shouting and swearing at Canelo. "Don't talk about my family, you jerk. You crazy jerk. You don't say things like that." He yelled, oh.
So just keep my name out your mouth. Keep doing what you're doing. I wish you nothing but the best. But listen, if you gotta go there, then...
Crawford was so unruly that he couldn't be brought back to his seat, and he had to be separated from Canelo. Since the interview was supposed to be brief, it was cut short and later rescheduled. Nevertheless, the tension between Crawford and Canelo continues to grow, and this confrontation was their latest explosive encounter. Fans responded quickly to the drama. "I love what this fight is turning into," one spectator commented. Another wrote, "An angry prophet versus an angry Canelo. It's like fatal fury in real life." A third added, "I don't like that Canelo brought up Crawford's wife, but if it makes the fight more exciting, why not?"
That shit. Like, dude, we don't even gotta fight in the ring. You socked me off guard and couldn't even drop me. If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your...
The last fan added, "It's so disappointing from Canelo. That's childish and unsportsmanlike. I hope Crawford messes him up." Recently, Gervonta Davis also insulted Crawford's wife, throwing shade at her appearance. Crawford fired back, but the most controversial comment came from Tyron Booth. In response, Crawford posted a direct and bold tweet aimed at Booth saying, "We do have passports."
You know, he's trained hard, he's got to the top of his game, he's made money, he's become a world champion, he's super talented, and he's got that cunt as our girlfriend. He should be doing better than that Terence Bud Crawford. It's all about levels, innit? Carl Froch wouldn't have that nice, attractive girlfriend of his if he was a bin man. If he was a bin man, emptying bin.
Crawford's calm yet firm response to Tyron Booth's remarks about his wife's weight quickly went viral on Twitter. Fans and fellow boxers widely criticized Booth for his crude and disrespectful comments. A day earlier, Booth had posted a disturbing question on Twitter, asking, "Should a world boxing champion have an overweight girlfriend?" The tweet included a photo of Crawford in a suit, posing with his wife Issa, who was wearing a green dress. Booth, already known for his inflammatory remarks on YouTube and Twitter, faced intense backlash. His Twitter account was eventually suspended after he made an offensive joke about Crawford's partner. It's becoming increasingly clear that some fighters are targeting Crawford's wife, possibly out of frustration, having found no weaknesses in Crawford himself. For his rivals, she seems to have become an easy and unfair target.
We won't have that at all. Yeah, he'd be struggling. Everything for a reason. George Groves with the Rubik's Cube. I found a woman who really likes Rubik's Cubes as well. Yeah. Everything for a reason. I don't know what the reason is for wearing that. It's not all that, is it? Everything for a reason. You know, if I was like a top boxer and I was training hard and I was running.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford recently sat down with Shaquille O'Neal ahead of their upcoming bout on September 13th in Las Vegas, joined by Tom Brady and Dana White. During the conversation, Canelo criticized Crawford's resume in a recent interview. While he acknowledged Crawford as a great fighter, he questioned the quality of his past opponents. Simply put, Canelo doesn't consider any of Crawford's previous rivals to be truly world-class. Throughout his career, Crawford has defeated notable names such as Errol Spence Jr., Amir Khan, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Jeff Horn, and others. However, when he cited Victor Postol and Ricky Burns as two of his most impressive victories, it did little to counter Canelo's claim in the eyes of some critics.
You know, and if you look at his career, don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, but if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
Eddie Hearn has already weighed in on the debate and agrees with Canelo's assessment. However, he also emphasized that it's not Terence Crawford's fault that he hasn't had the opportunity to face bigger-name opponents during their prime years. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Hearn said, "Unfortunately, for Terence, he's never had the big fights against the greats in their primes. It's not his fault." Hearn recalled asking Crawford on a plane, "What's the best win of your career?" Crawford responded, "Ricky Burns is my guy. He's a 3-division world champion and an excellent fighter." While acknowledging Burns' accomplishments, Hearn questioned the lack of truly elite victories on Crawford's record, saying, "When it comes to pound-for-pound generational brilliance, where are the other wins on your resume?" The Matchroom boxing chief also noted that Amir Khan, Kell Brook, and even Errol Spence Jr. were past their prime when they fought Crawford. He concluded by comparing Crawford's resume to Canelo's, suggesting that Alvarez has faced and beaten stronger competition overall.
And do you think fighting the 4-pound smaller king does more for your career than facing the bigger, menacing Mexican monster and David Benavidez?
You can see the career of Terence Crawford Benavidez. Terence Crawford is undisputed champion in 2 weight classes, many championship fights. So he bring me something to the table.
This is clearly a deeply personal mission for Crawford to prove himself as one of the sport's all-time greats. There's no doubt that if he wins the fight, it will be a remarkable achievement. He's a phenomenal pound-for-pound boxer. However, when comparing his resume to that of Canelo Alvarez, the difference is stark. It's like chalk and cheese. Terence Crawford will have the opportunity to silence his critics when he faces Canelo on September 13th, but that's easier said than done. Moving up 2 weight divisions will be a major challenge and may not work in his favor. That said, Crawford has the talent and has consistently risen to the occasion when the spotlight is brightest. Canelo, on the other hand, is also built for big moments cut from the same elite cloth.
A lot of experts that think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different, energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight, and they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of reply to that?
While appearing on the GOATS podcast with Ring Magazine, 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady spoke with the fighters about preparation and how both men train for a high-stakes bout. Canelo said, "I was never thinking about this fight, and honestly, I never thought about Crawford because he was in a lower weight class than me. But that's the fun part about boxing. You never know what's going to happen. Now we're here, and I'm glad to share the ring with one of the best fighters out there."
Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Posta in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
Ricky Bones doesn't elite.
Okay,
He's not elite.
It's cool.
Is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite.
There is
fighter
a champion.
in September.
Well, I know I've had a lot of complaints about the sport over the last 30 years, said the speaker. But the way I'm looking at it now is that I'm going to start building from the ground up. Scouting young talent, focusing on up-and-coming fighters, and putting on stacked cards, kind of like the UFC model. From the first fight of the night to the main event, it'll be packed with the best talent available. We're also changing the live event experience and upgrading the production of the show. You know, Sheikh Turkey already has a lot in the works.
Fighters, but elite fighters is different.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but are you going to find out? I hope your uncle...
Most of these guys just talk, Brady said. But Turkey has spent more money on boxing in the past 2 years than any other promoter in history. I'm approaching this completely differently than anyone else. Brady went on to say that sports fans want to see the best compete against the best. Speaking to Dana White, he noted, "This is the same formula the UFC uses to stage its biggest fights." Brady added, "Canelo Alvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford are two of the best in the sport of boxing, which is why this fight is drawing so much attention during press week. You want to take everything they've accomplished, what Canelo has done and what Bud has done, and say, all right, let's see what happens," he concluded. That's the magic of sports. People want to see greatness go head to head with greatness and find out who comes out on top.
But Turkey Alashi pay you enough money because it's gonna be the last. That's
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, it's never the same after me.
The podcast appears to have been recorded before Canelo Alvarez's underwhelming fight against William Skull. Throughout the bout, Alvarez chased Skull, who spent most of the fight on the back foot, seemingly running for survival. In the end, Alvarez secured a unanimous decision victory and became a two-time undisputed super middleweight world champion. After the fight, Terence Crawford entered the arena and grabbed the hand of Turki Alalshik, who had stepped aside to allow for the official face-off in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. At the first press conference, Alalshik was seated beside Alvarez at a table decorated with the many prestigious belts the Mexican champion had won over his storied career. Crawford, with his trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre, made a pointed comment. "Turkey, you better make it a small ring, the smallest ring. Because the only running I'm going to be doing is upside his head, and I promise you that." The crowd laughed as Alalshik joked, "I don't know why they sat me here. I want to be on Crawford's side." Tensions quickly escalated as the fighters faced off. While the crowd initially laughed and tried to calm the situation, things turned hostile when Alvarez shoved Crawford, sparking a scuffle that forced security in both camps to intervene. Tom Brady also spoke about training camps and asked the fighters how they prepare for such a massive showdown. One of the fighters responded candidly, "Right now, I'm not working hard. In fact, I haven't really started training. I don't want to overtrain. I give my best in the gym, but I don't want to burn out. I want to save everything for the fight. So for now, I'm just chilling, doing some strength work here and there, but that's it."
Well, I want all the people in the stands that boo me, they gonna cry when they go home. They cry. Go ahead.
At the time of the interview, Canelo Alvarez had already been training for 6 months in preparation for his bout against William Skull and was fully in battle mode. "I have a fight in May, and then I plan to rest for a week before starting training again in September," Alvarez said. "I'm focused on what I'm doing right now. Obviously, I'm fully focused on the May fight because I need to handle that battle first before thinking about September. I'm practicing hard and staying focused on my goals." Despite the fact that his upcoming fight with Crawford is being billed as one of the greatest in boxing history, Alvarez remained grounded. During the podcast, Tom Brady, widely regarded as the greatest quarterback of all time, reflected on what it truly means to be a GOAT. "I think when you talk about greatness, there's an aura on certain people," Brady said. "Whether it's boxing, basketball, or football, when they perform, everyone's watching. When the big moment comes, you just know they're going to deliver. It's like when someone has the ball in their hands or steps into the ring, you can feel it. Everyone knows what's about to happen. Brady joked with one of the fighters saying, "You could probably kill me with one punch." Laughing, he asked, "How would you do it?" The fighter replied, "Just one punch, really. You're not used to getting hit." Brady went on, "When you think about elite athletes, you say, yep, that's the person I want. At this level, you're only talking about small margins who's just a bit better here or there, but then there's a small group that rises above everyone else." The third and final press conference is scheduled for Friday, June 30th, 2025, in Las Vegas, where Brady, a former Michigan Wolverines quarterback, now holds ownership shares in the Raiders. "I've been a fan of boxing for a long time, and a big fan of Dana White, Shaq, and obviously Canelo and Bud, and everything they've accomplished," Brady said. "Coming from someone who's been involved in big events, there's nothing better than seeing the best face the best. And when you look at these two, how they've performed throughout their careers, it's always about what the next challenge is."
So
You've no idea about my fight record.
well, I don't know, but
I grew up with two brothers. Trust me.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
You going to sleep. He said I'm 60. You going to
No,
sleep.
mate, I've sparred with Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, sparring.
There's a video.
We talk about bare knuckles, you're going to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
you know,
Look at the relish you both say.
They're not looking back and saying, "This is what I did in the past," Tom Brady said. They're thinking about the future, and that's what excites me most about this event. The fight is set to take place at Raiders Field, widely considered one of the best stadiums in the United States. There, two of the greatest boxers in history, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, will finally square off. What more could fans want? At one press event, Crawford marched across the stage, attempting to force Canelo to give ground. This provoked a fierce reaction from the Mexican superstar, leading to a brief scuffle between the fighters, their teams, and security personnel. The tension had been building since the New York press conference, where Crawford took an aggressive stance, declaring, "He's not going to beat me. Don't worry. I think this battle will go down in boxing history. Those belts are coming home with me, I'm telling you. It'll be tough, but I'll take them. You can show them to your mom, I'll take them." Remaining direct and intense, Crawford added, "I'm just going to keep it real. That's all I'm doing hunting him. I'm coming for whatever he's got, and I plan to take it on September 13th. A four-weight world champion, Crawford has promised to deliver a crushing defeat to his immensely popular opponent. "I want everyone in the stands who booed me to cry when they get home," he said. Canelo, also a four-division champion, was forced to go the distance in his most recent bout, a routine points win over the evasive William Skull in May. For the Crawford clash, he has requested a smaller ring. "You need to put a small ring, Canelo said. Crawford, never one to back down, shot back. "The only running I'll be doing is running upside his head, and trust me, that's a fact. He's got a big head too."
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your mom.
I'm taking them, and then you're gonna be able to do about it. Come fight
And
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
but look, it's
All
gonna
right.
be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm
I
different.
see you too.
You see I'm
I see
different
you.
than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
You know
see.
it.
We'll see. We'll
We
see.
gonna
son.
Terence Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez after securing a unanimous decision victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight last August. And that's it for now. Stay up to date with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the action.